2026 has been a very, very disappointing year for movies for me. There has been a very rare movie that I've gone really positive on. It's been some movies that I've liked but have some pretty big issues until this weekend, where we got Lee Cronin's The Mummy, which, despite not being a very good mummy movie, was just a really good experience for me. Just very creepy, had some great gore, had some great images, had characters I liked. I just overall left the theater loving that movie and very excited to see what Lee Cronin does next. There's another movie that released in theaters this year, or this week too, titled Normal. And it's a new Bob Odinkirk action movie. And I saw it on Saturday, and yeah, this is by far the best weekend of the year. Normal's awesome, man. I love Normal. Before I dive into my review, subscribe, do me a favor, and hit the like button, hit the bell so you never miss another 2026 movie review. And if you've seen Normal, what are your opinions on it in the comment section? If you haven't seen it, go watch Normal. The movie's awesome. It's going to be highly recommend for me. Going into it, I've heard good things out of South by Southwest, but I also heard it compared to Nobody, which is not really a movie I enjoy. I love Nobody too. Not really a fan of the first Nobody. So I walked in here hoping I just had a good time, and I will say the movie starts off really slow. You get introduced to Bob Odenkirk's character. He's a sheriff. You get introduced to the town, see the way things work here. You have some really awful dialogue in this movie, and that's like the big issue where you quite literally have characters saying what's on their mind. You have the thing where Bob Odenkirk's talking to his wife on the cell phone, and so he displays his exact thoughts at the exact time. It's really weird, and the dialogue is just really, really bad. And that's something that can be distracting in here. Also, the ADR, that's another issue, is really recognizable. There were times that I saw characters not even move their mouths, and they're like going on long rants. It's rough. Technical aspects of this film, like with the dialogue, the ADR is really rough. But after you get past the first 30 minutes, which I enjoyed, I was still curious, I was never uninvested in here, starts to set up a mystery, it gets to a certain scene, and you will know that exact scene that I am talking about, where it goes from 0 to 1 billion, just like that. Just like that. And it absolutely rocks, dude. The mystery here, like I said, the movie starts off incredibly slow, and that is not really an issue, but something that didn't make me love the movie to start out with. But it does do a good job setting up the characters. We see certain scenes, certain conversations between people that start to set up something later on in the movie, and eventually we do get that something. And the more reveals we get, the better the movie gets, and the more you're like, oh, that scene in the beginning really makes sense. Oh, that part of the film makes a lot of sense what we're doing. So the mystery, and I'm pretty sure, I think the reveals were actually quite satisfying as well. So it's not something that you watch and be like, oh, it's kind of basic, it's kind of just an action movie with good action. It's actually got a story to keep you invested that I really, really thought worked really well. The action's great, obviously. I did complain about the dialogue, the ADR. I will say the lighting in this film is awesome. A lot of it takes place outside, in the dark, in the snow, and you can see everything. It kind of has a nice whitish glow to it, which I thought was great inside the movie. But every single action sequence in this film is awesome. You have some awesome hand-to-hand combat sequences that are choreographed really, really well. Again, where you can see everything. The gunfights, the gun showdowns are really visceral. It's bloody, it's gnarly, the explosions are great. Like, the action, like I said, once you hit a certain point, you know that it's raking up. But once you get to the actual plot of the movie, it's just so fun. The whole, from the middle on, is just non-stop action, and it is so fun because you love every single one of these action sequences. So if you want to go watch a good, visceral, violent action movie, this is one to go check out. Bob Odenkirk is obviously a ton of fun in here. It's Bob Odenkirk. of course he's a ton of fun in this movie. So you have Bob Odinkirk, you have excellent action, you have a mystery and a story that makes sense, you have the satisfying reveals. This is a movie that, like, the longer it goes on, the more I'm like, this is my thing, I love it, this is my thing, this is awesome. And eventually, by the time the credits rolled, I'm like, I loved it, I cannot wait to recommend this movie to people. I was just planning on putting on an out of theater reaction for you guys, just see my thoughts. I wasn't planning on filming a full review because it's a pretty busy week on the channel. But after I watched it, I have to recommend it to you guys. And you might notice that I'm not, like, saying a whole lot about the movie. That is because I want you guys to go in blind. I had no idea what the story was about besides Bob Odinkirk in a small town action movie that gets crazy. Knew nothing about the plot. But once you, again, hit that certain point and you learn what the plot is, it flips the movie completely on its head and is a lot of fun, like I said. So I'm going to urge you, don't look up anything about the plot. I already told my grandma to go watch the movie, so she didn't look up anything about the plot, and she's going to go watch it. So go in completely blind, and I promise you, if you're a fan of violent action movies, you are going to have a ton of fun with this one. Like I said, dialogue, little rough. Script with dialogue, little rough. ADR, not good. Another issue is, at times, it felt really campy, but also really serious, and that's a tone that just doesn't mix. Like, you get one scene, the scene where things start to ramp up, and it gets real serious. You just saw somebody get their head blown off, and then you got a character just cracking jokes and being super campy, and, like, someone loses a body part, that's all I'm gonna say, and it's just like, you don't feel the weight of that. It's just like, oh no, it's gone, and like, played for laughs, and kind of campy, kind of serious. It struggles to pick a lane at times. So, like I said, there are tons of issues in the film. Like, if you want to sit back and nitpick it, there are tons of issues. The budget is not that high. But overall, this is an experience that I just had such a good time with. Like I mentioned, everything that I wanted as an action fan completely worked. Go in blind. I promise you, you will have a great time. And this is a movie that I'm going to be highly recommending for the foreseeable future. I loved Normal despite all its flaws. It was one of the most surprising and most fun action movies I've seen in quite some time. Before I give you my final score, if you would subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, comment down below. What are your opinions on the Normal movie? If you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, go watch Normal. Big, highly recommended movie from me. And with that said, Normal has some great visceral action, story, and some surprises, a mystery that you're invested in. It is a ton of fun, and go in blind to this movie. Despite some clear, obvious flaws, and it takes a little while to get going, don't give up on the movie. It hits a certain point, and it turns into one of the most fun action movies I've seen in quite some time. And with that said, Normal is going to get an A- from me, and this is one that definitely I think you should go check out in theaters. So that was my review of Normal. Stay tuned for many more videos coming this week. Next up, we got a Universal Monsters of the 2020s ranking. Subscribe.